Billy Dorsey is in the building.
Brother,
How you doing, King? How you doing,
I'm
man?
blessed, man.
Hey.
Blessed and highly favored.
Hey, I'm blessed to have you here with us today. You feel me?
For sure.
And I'm honored that the word Mortician linked us up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's my people.
Yeah. So look, man. Ward, Grammy Award winning?
Yes, sir.
Man, you've been doing your thing then.
Man, we gotta make it count, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What track is that you won the award
That's for an album, for Best Gospel Album 2013.
Okay,
Yeah.
And you said you've been in H-Town for 20 years.
20 years. I signed my first record deal when I was 19 in college.
Wow.
And the label was based here. So that's what brought me from Louisiana.
Okay.
I was at Louisiana Tech on a music scholarship, and that's what brought me from Louisiana here to Houston.
Yeah.
I've been here ever since, man.
You love it. You must love it out here.
No, I can't say that I do.
What?
You know what? Let me say it like
Explain
this.
yourself, man.
My dad was in the military.
Okay.
So I lived all over the world growing up.
Okay.
So my perspective is a little different.
Okay.
I'm grateful for Houston.
Right. Okay. I
You get what I'm saying? But in terms of, like I want to be near the ocean.
Oh,
and I don't count Galveston as I don't count Galveston as no ocean. You know what I'm saying? If I had my choice, I'd be on an island somewhere, or be near water. But Houston has been good to me, and I met my wife here, started a family here. So Houston is home.
You better talk about it. Hey, you met your wife here.
Come on, man.
You heard me?
Houston is home. It's home now for sure.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So look, man, talking to you, man, you were telling me how you recorded a new album that's Grammy nominated.
It's in consideration now for a Grammy.
It's gonna get in there.
Let's speak that thing, bro, from your lips to God's ears, brother.
But this album is it's like it's poetry based, right?
It's a spoken word poetry
and it's
album.
all music on the album.
Yeah, so myself, my brother Daryl Jackson, Jermaine Williams, and Carl Powell, the four of us are a group called The Dawn. Okay. And we produced all the music for the record. I had a couple of spoken word pieces on it, but we partnered with Seven, who you mentioned earlier, and some of the other great poets here in the city and beyond. So the word Mortician. I don't want to name everybody's name because I'm going to forget some names, but we got Big Rube from Outkast, the legendary from the Dungeon family. On the album it has Kim Burrell, it's got Major, it's got the Hamiltones, it's got Raheem Devon. Wow. And it came out a couple weeks ago, and it's in consideration. Today is the first day of Grammy voting. So, Lord said so.
How can we vote?
Well, you got to be a member already to vote for this one. But you can certainly share it, put it on your social media and share it so that it builds awareness. The Grammys used to be voted upon, at least in this round, by a committee, but now it's actually your peers who are members of the Academy who vote for you to make it to the actual nomination round in November. But I believe we've created a body of work that's quality enough, to stand on that. So
I trust it will be in there.
Appreciate that, brother, for sure.
So tell me about this process of you hooking up with these Houstonian poets and y'all getting in that studio and putting together this magical project, man.
Well, I had a when my biggest time that I get my ideas and my creativity is when I'm on the highway. And so, people usually are on planes flying everywhere, bro. Put me on the road. I me, myself, God, 12 hours to Atlanta, 12 hours to Nashville, wherever I'm going for business. So I believe this particular trip I was on my way to, I was in Nashville and just kind of seeking God for what am I supposed to be doing musically next. And he gave me the vision for Sunday dinner. And so the whole concept behind it is, when we think back on growing up, especially in the black community, that Sunday time that we had at Big Mama's house or with our families together after church, when all of our brothers and sisters, uncles, aunts, cousins are there together with Big Mama if she's there, and we eating that good soul food or whatever's fried chicken, mac and cheese, whatever the case might be, that's where the wisdom happens. That's where the loving on you happens. That's where the legacy is passed forth. That's where you got everybody making fun of each other, and that's where you kind of have to figure out who you are when you're navigating around all your people. And we as a culture, when we grew up in that environment, it offered so much to us in terms of how we view the world. But when you think about it, Big Mama was the centerpiece of all of that. And in culture today, Big Mama is no longer as prevalent a figure in our society. Either she's passed on and gone on to glory, or Big Mama is Now she's as Seven said on the record, Big Mama's trying to get BBLs. You know, so the person that could have been the one to say to the younger generation, I've been there, I've been through that, I'm distanced from it now because of age and experience. Let me pull your coattail and tell you what's going to help you to avoid the mistakes Big Mama made. Now the Big Mama figures in our society, the younger grandmothers, they're trying to still be hot girls like their daughters and their granddaughters. So what's happening in our culture as a result of us not having that pivotal role and that time of fellowship? The pandemic stole some of that from us, but honestly, it was leaving our culture anyway. You know, and so the album walks through all of the love and the life lessons that we got from Big Mama and the things that we lack now that she's no longer with us. It's a beautiful concept, and the poets who are a part of the record, each of them took a topic based on something related to Sunday dinner in some aspect, and it's a gorgeous album, man. I'm very proud of it. Yeah.
Seven got a poem. I heard he got a poem called About Mama.
Oh, yeah.
Did he put that on the project?
No, I didn't want him to put Mamas from the old school on there.
That's fire, too.
It's fire, but everybody already knew it. And so when God gave me the download for the idea for the album, he gave me all the song titles, too.
Okay.
You know, and they all tied in some kind of way to Sunday dinner. And I wanted to make sure that everyone who's a part of the project created something heartfelt but original for what we were doing for the album. So I love My Mama's from the Old School. Seven kills that every time he delivers it. I didn't want it to be something where when people heard it on the album, they're like, oh, I already heard that. You know, I wanted it to be something that when they heard it for the first time, people are like, oh, that's different than what I've heard. Bro, there's a song on the album where it's called I'm Just Asking, Cancel Culture. And it talks about R. Kelly and Michael Jackson and Will Smith. You saw today in the news, Jada came out talking about they've been separated for 7 years. They're not divorced, but they ain't been together in 7 years. What you slapped that man for? You see what I'm saying? Like cancel culture. So Will got canceled from the Oscars as a result of that. Of course, R. Kelly and the things that he's done, he's been canceled. You know, when you look at all the people that have become icons, Keke Palmer and the whole thing with her boyfriend, baby daddy, not too long ago with Usher. You know, the song addresses all of these different scenarios. Beyonce and Jay-Z and some of the drama that they went through during the Lemonade album, but how they're trying to still be represented as goals and people don't want to extend that grace. You know, so we've got songs on the record that deal with what culture is even without having that Big Mama there to say, baby, slow down. It's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? And I just believe, like one of the songs that Seven and I have on the record, the one with Raheem Devon, it's called Make It Home. And I don't have a son. I know you have a son. So it's about the conversation that all black families have to have with their young black sons about when they run into law enforcement, when they get out there and they're living and trying to do things, even doing things the right way, but you can be looked upon by law enforcement as though you're doing the wrong thing. How do you make it back home alive? And it's, I mean, just powerful moments of things that are life lessons that we learn in the black family. And I believe the album can be that for
So
are
these songs?
They're songs.
Are these like poets talking over the beat?
They're songs.
These are songs.
They're songs. I mean, with most of them have choruses. Raheem Devon ain't speaking. He's not doing spoken word. He's singing a hook. You know, so my verse or my piece on it and Seven's piece are in the form of verses on the song, even though they're still poems that are a part of it. You know, and so all of the songs that are in that way. The one that Kim Burrell is on is a song I did called Heavenly Girl. I wrote it as an R&B song many years ago, but I reformatted it into something where it refers to. You know, the whole thought of it is the Bible says that every good and perfect gift comes from the Father above, in whom there's no turning, Father of lights in whom there's no turning. So when we look at things that we admire, the best gift that we can have outside of salvation is our wives, is our children. They come from heaven, Heavenly Girl. You know, so the song that I got with Kim Burrell, it's spoken word poetry on my side of it, but she's singing. And you know anything about Kim Burrell, when she's singing, bro, you gonna feel it. You gonna feel it. She gonna touch heaven. You know, and so no, it's songs, bro.
That's what's up.
It's an album for real. And I'm very proud of it. I have never done anything in terms of the recorded space in spoken word poetry. My success has all come in R&B and gospel and hip hop. But as I was telling you before we started, my history growing up, I started writing poetry as a very young kid. Go ahead. Don't let me get ahead of you, bro. I'm with you.
Go ahead. You're on
You know, when I was a kid, my parents, they met when they were 13 and 14. They've been together ever since. Been married, going on 46 years. And when I was a kid, we lived in Germany because I think I mentioned my dad was in the Air Force. I found in one of the rooms upstairs in our house in Germany a chest full of letters and poems that my mom had written to my dad when they were recording. And I remember being a little kid. I mean, I was there from 7 to 10, so I might have been 8 years old, spending my time reading those letters that my mom had written to my dad in those poems and the beauty in the language of what she was communicating to him. That sparked it, bro.
Okay, yeah.
That sparked it, you know? And so for me, even as a songwriter, whenever I write songs in other genres, I always try to bring a poetic artistry to what I'm writing. So to do this project with the poets here, it was a no-brainer.
Right.
Yeah, bro. I'm proud of it. Very proud of it.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you were sparked by the bug 8 years old.
Oh,
you
man.
reading these poems.
I was probably already writing before that.
Okay.
But that's when I said, this is what I want to do. Like I was singing in church before I was 8 years old. So music had always been a part of my journey.
Okay.
But that was the catalyst for me to say the beauty of language is what I want to focus my artistry on. I don't want to sing something. There ain't nothing wrong with a song about the club or turning up or drinking or whatever. I'm not mad at those songs, and there's a time for them. But that's not going to be my contribution to the art. It's going to always be something where the words, the approach to language, the artistry challenges something in you. It makes you think, it makes you feel, it makes you fall in love, it makes you question, are you in love with the right person? It's going to make you think, it's going to matter to you in a deeper way. That's my contribution to the arts.
Yeah.